So what is an interview? Well, first we have to understand what an interview is not. Number one, an interview is not small talk. Sometimes people talk about their family, their age, or where they're from. Those are details that the interviewer is not interested in. That's small talk. The only time that you mention those things are when you connect them to the job. For example, I can say something like this: I'm the youngest person in my company to ever hold this position. You see how I connected my age with what I can do at work. Number two, an interview is not an interrogation. Do not list all of your hard skills in a list like a robot. For example, don't say something like this: I know Java, I know C++, I can build architectures, I review a lot of code every day, hire me. So the first thing that we need to acknowledge is that an interview is like a first date. Yes, like a romantic date with someone who you want to be in a long-term relationship with. So someone like a boyfriend or someone who you want to be your wife. Think about it. They read your resume on a website just like someone goes on a dating website and reads the profile of someone that they're interested in. But now that they see your profile, they want you to come in to see if they want to hire you, right? If they want to have a relationship with you, just like an actual date. And now you want to make the best impression. So what does that mean? That means don't be late, be early. You dress neat, clean, and professionally. You greet them. You give them plenty of eye contact. You smile, but you don't smile too much because you want to show that you can be serious, especially when you're talking about serious subjects or there's times when you need to actively listen to them because the interviewer is saying something important. Think about it. If you're talking to someone about something like conflict resolution, accountability, failure, or future goals, you would expect some amount of seriousness. You wouldn't expect for them to do a whole bunch of smiling during these situations, whether it's an actual dating scenario, like a romantic scenario, or in a job interview. So here's another thing. You make sure you want to greet them with a firm handshake, but not too firm, not too strong. You don't want to come off too strong, like your personality is too strong. And lastly, but not least, show respect. That means that you use terms like Mr., Miss, Ms., Doctor, and you do things like ask questions, like before you do something. So that means you can say something like, can I sit here? May I sit here? And that's before you would sit down in the chair, right? And now you may be worried about appearing too formal, but think about this. It's better to be too formal than not formal enough. And if you being too formal makes them feel uncomfortable for some reason, then they will tell you to be less formal. They'll say something like this: oh, there's no need to call me Mister. You don't need to call me Mister. Or you don't need to ask before you do that. They'll tell you things like that. And then everything will go perfectly. So don't worry about being too formal or showing too much respect. Remember, try to show as much respect as possible.